What's up guys, it's Craig here from Gifford's Electrical. I hope you're all well. Thank you for joining us. This is kind of a follow-up video to one that we did about 4 years ago. So in that original video, we had just bought a Transit Connect and we were putting some Bott Smartvan Racking in it. This time, we've now got a Transit Custom, a high top with Bott Smartvan Racking going in, but this is Modular 3 stuff. So it's far superior than the original Modular 2, and I'll show you why. It doesn't look like it on paper, but you basically get some very straightforward instructions, and each one is color coded for the panels that you've ordered. You get a really good installation kit, fitting guide, which includes all the tools you need. The only thing that you don't, all the bits that you need, it doesn't include, obviously, you need some other items, but in terms of the actual fittings for each one of the bolts it comes with. So this van is an ex-Virgin Media van. So it did come with the Bott racking, which again, for the commercial side, is just as good for other trades. Not necessarily for me, it just wasn't working for me because I didn't have the bits where I needed them and it just wasn't working. So, but it's fantastic. So we've cleared that out, we've cleaned off all the panels. We're not replacing the floor because the floor is just as good as a new floor. It doesn't, it's a bit dirty and stuff, but I've wiped it down and kind of given it a bit of a hoover. So what we've got, as you can see, we've got 4 panels going in. So we've got one there, 2 across there, and then a 3rd one here. So we're going to keep the shelf, but we've got to move it because it might be in the way of the perfo panel. So I've got to do a bit of fettling. We'll decide on that. We've got a half floor going in, so with a van vault. Well, actually, it's an armour guard going in this time. So we've got an armour guard going in there. I've ordered it, but I ordered it 2 days late, so it's not coming until Monday. So that'll have to be done another time. And then we'll have storage here and stuff. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this because the original van literally obviously was tiny. So you had, one full panel here kind of scenario, a full floor as you would have seen before rather than half floor. Now a lot of this, a lot of the Modular 3 stuff, if not all of it actually, was already in development when she took over, but I've been dealing with Emma from Bott, who she's gone off to do her own things now, which, fantastic for her. This was her baby. The Modular 3 was her baby, really, and just getting it to perfection, taking feedback on board about how it wasn't complicated to fit, but the instructions just weren't really crystal clear, and so there was a lot of stuff that kind of made sense and then didn't make sense, whereas this, the instructions are so simple, picture graphs everywhere, written text. They've really gone to town on it, on getting this, so it's a really kind of DIY friendly installation. So we're going to crack on with that. I'm going to get the camera set up, and yeah, thanks for joining us on the journey. So we're having a bit of an issue with this frame, and it's not the Bott. It's actually this pillar. So somebody's damaged my pillar there. You can't see it very well, but it's different from this pillar there, right? So I don't know if you can see that. It's actually there's a little bit of damage on there. So both those are damaged, which making these brackets go in has been interesting. So there's a little bracket there that goes in, right, and it secures there, and it just ties into the, obviously, the cross member. But yeah, mine's bent out of shape because somebody's actually hit it, which hasn't been very helpful, but hey ho, we're it's getting there. I mean, it's like a giant Meccano set, but the issue we've had is obviously, like I said, getting those 2 bolts in. Been a real nightmare. Hopefully the rest of it will go okay. Cool, and there we go. There is the first frame in and secured. It's rock solid. I mean, obviously it only bolts into, you've got 2 fixings down there, and then there's a third, fourth, and then obviously the bracket at the top here. And like I said, that was the biggest issue I had, because the uprights are slightly bent, so it was a bit fiddly and everything, but that is in. So I am actually going to, I won't put time lapse on everything else, but literally next time you see us, we'll have all the remaining frames in place. All right, see you soon. And if by magic we've got some racking now, it's getting reasonably late in the day. Well, obviously the light fades quite early on, but it's getting really nippy. So we're probably going to call it a day, but all the frames are in and they are rock solid. This is an aftermarket option. It was fitted by Bott, part of the original racking, but we thought we'd leave it there and it still fits. So we do have to move this, but the cable's long enough that I could probably mount it onto the perfo panel. So because I can't shift it along, because obviously it gets stuck there, etc. I need to take this off, but it might be, oh no, see, it runs round this way, so it comes up from there. So I could reroute it, which means I can actually probably bang it right in the center there, but then that obviously leaves me with just a mess. So we'll probably leave that and just mount it on the perfo. Now, the other thing that is a bit of an issue is obviously these. So that's my gap through, but obviously you have to have it up permanently, because the frame basically stops that panel. Now, I could probably bend it or cut it, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it like that. And what I'll probably do is get another couple of magnets that I can rivet on, so that it then just stays in place. And then that, like I said, this will be this side here, ignore all the mess, but this side here will be our route through for bits and pieces that need to go through. Yeah. But I have to say, I'm really chuffed with it. It's gone in relatively easy, other than obviously that first frame. Once that first frame was in, and I kind of had a good indication of what to do, and the knack behind getting those top fixings put in, it's gone in really quickly, actually. So we're going to go back tomorrow, and we're literally going to put in the false floor, and then we'll put in the shelving and everything. Only for the false floor to probably come up again at the next weekend, because I'm going to have to put in the van vault, unless I can find a time to do it during the week, which is manic. So we'll see what happens, but for now I'm going to pack everything away and I'm calling it a day. All right, see you later. Right, it's day 2. It is a miserable Sunday morning. It's been raining pretty much all morning, but the false floor is in, so let's take you around. So it's that wet, we've actually put a towel on the decking just because it's dripping from the ladder stove. Now, so the plan is, obviously Euro box is down the left hand side there, but there is obviously there's a gap that we can get all the way through to for the likes of any pipes that we, conduit, trunking, etc., that needs to go down. And then obviously worst case scenario, we can just top it over the shelf. This side we've got the van vault going in, or armor guard rather. I had hoped that they would deliver it a day early, because they sometimes do. We get mixed deliveries, but it's so sturdy. Obviously, yeah, I'm happy with it. It looks great. So all we've got to do now is we've got to sort the shelving out. Now, one of the things that is, again, I think obviously said it earlier, the fact that they give you these instructions so much better than the other ones. So obviously you're free to chop and change what you want. But to give you an indication, obviously when you've got the false floor and you've got stuff underneath, you can't really access it. So that becomes almost unusable. But we'll probably just put in these shelves here, and then we'll start. We're not going to use these. What I've got is, you've probably seen from previous videos on Instagram and stuff, that I've got the Stanley Fat Max, we've got all the Bott ones now. So there's not going to be anything really should be on the floor other than like the vacuum and stuff like that, and maybe the occasional chaser. So, but they give you them for all of them. So these are basically two 415 wides, I think it is, 418 wide. Then you've got a 418 wide and a 530, I think it is. Yeah, 530. So we've got some cable reel dispensers in there, some more boxes. And then you've just got full blown. We just went with the trays for that side. But again, they are, yeah, what are they? Interesting. That's an odd one. I don't know why we've got. So on this, it says we've got an 834 wide one. Well, that's item number 1. Oh, I think that's just the frame. No, it says frame. Should learn to read, shouldn't I? So these are, yeah, 754 wide. And then we'll probably put some boxes on or stuff like that. And then again, I haven't really decided what we're doing with that. But I know because of the perfo panel on the back at the top end, that unit that's currently just pivoting will sit on there. So yeah, well chuffed with how it's turned out. It's starting to rain again, not very nice. So I'm going to start cracking on fitting all the shelving in, and then I can start loading up and putting everything as where it needs to go before we start a new day tomorrow. So I'm going to go do that and we'll see you in a bit. Right guys, we're at an impasse at the moment because it turns out I haven't ordered enough materials. So I'll show you the state of play as it is, and we'll go from there. I'm not really sure what I'll do next, but all the racking is in. We've got the shelving going, as it were. So yeah, shelf for the radio, etc. Plenty of storage. We've got these boxes which will go into these areas here, cable drums. So basically I ordered 8 of these packs, but I did order extra runners, but I didn't order enough. So we've got 8 going there in total, and I will space them out better, but I didn't know what space I've got. We also need 2 more runners, 2 pairs of runners for these ones, because these are actually Eurobox runners, but these are Sustainer cases, so I need more runners. And I've got another shelf going, so we'll have 2 shelves there, identical. And then they don't they don't give you any fixings for the perfo panels. You have to order those separately as well, and I didn't realise, and actually nobody bothered to check when I did my order if that was the case. So for that, I'm just going to temporarily bolt it in place using obviously a standard nut and bolt set. But I am really pleased with how it's gone. What we'll probably do is put in a pipe here so we can put in our kind of meter-long drill bits, or we'll probably pop it there. Something along those lines. I've got 3 more boxes of boxes. And then we're going to tidy up and start loading stuff into the van. If we go through, so you saw I kept that original. So again, I'm not really sure what the layout is, but huge thanks to Emma. Obviously it doesn't work for Bott anymore, but this was kind of a collaboration we did before she left. Excuse me. Where I literally wanted to get rid of all the boxes and just have them all linked on there. I wanted those to go back, but they don't, and then I don't really want those far forward, so they'll fit, they work, and it does work quite well. So like I said, I'm happy with the result, really. We've still got space for, obviously we can go straight over the top. Yeah, I need to just replace that light. It's like it was cut out for some reason, so it probably got damaged. But yeah, little Sustainer case there. So we've got some foam inserts in there. Well, not in there, but we've got them, and that will basically house something that we can put in there. So yeah, I am going to get everything packed away, and then we'll, yeah, once we've got all the materials back, we've still got a van vault to come, or armour guard. I keep calling it van vault, but armour guard. So once everything is in, and we've got all the replacement shelves and stuff, then obviously I'll come back to you. But one of the other things, oh yeah, these fit perfectly, so I can still put in the boxes, and I can put in the armor guard vault, but I can still use that area, that space. So we can shove stuff down there as well. So yeah, so it's yeah, like I said, really pleased with it. So we'll catch you in a little bit when we do the final follow-up once we've got all the bits in. All right. Okay guys, it's actually been about a week and a half, 2 weeks since we put the racking in. So racking's in, we literally just had to throw everything in. So I've got some minor adjustments to make to these. I think I'm going to just bring them all out so they are level with each other, and then screw the big gap at the back. It doesn't matter. Got to find a better place for the table. So these are going, because everything's going in these. Cable drums. Still got to get some pipe, some you know, some waste pipe or something, just so I can store some of the big stuff up there, like drill bits and things. But yeah, we finally have the armor guard. Now, after 2 very unsuccessful attempts from Tool Station, whose customer service is atrocious, we have got this one from FFX, and it arrived on a half pallet. And yes, the box is damaged, but actually where I wasn't here when it arrived, but my wife was, where the damaged box is, the actual unit is okay. So I'm not overly concerned with that, which makes a change. But of course, in true British standards, it was, albeit very cold, hence why the bobble hat and the hoodie. It's now raining, so, or spitting or misting, whatever it is. It's but either way, the stuff I've pulled out is now getting wet. So I'm going to start tackling removing, obviously, these bits. We've got to move that shelf up, so it's actually, I've got some fixings for the perfo panel now, so I just need to put those down, put them on and get that fitted properly. So it's, you can see it's only on one screw. The armor guard is going to go down here, so we'll see how it goes. It might be that it's I don't know if it's going to be flush or whether it's going to be sitting in the back, but either way, it's going to be using this space. And I did check, these are definitely usable, as are those ones. So when the boxes are there, you can still use the shelves, which is pretty handy, unlike the old Connect, which you couldn't. So yeah, I'm going to crack on and try and stay a bit warm, because yeah, it's cold. I don't know if I mentioned that. Okay, so we're getting to the final stages. The side boxes have been removed so that we can empty all of the what are they, Stanley Fat Max boxes. Okay, so they've been taken out. This is, instead of a fire extinguisher, I can't remember the name of the company, but I met them at an eFix Live. I think it was Cheltenham eFix Live actually, and managed to get a stick. And basically, they don't expire, they don't need maintenance like a normal fire extinguisher. Armor guard is in, and I'm pleased to say, obviously, it's absolutely hunky-dory, no damage to it whatsoever. So yeah, everything's kind of in place, as it were. So obviously we've got very handy table, cable stand, and then obviously the M-Class vacuum bag sits in there nicely. I've just got to get my TP5, and that'll go over there. I have got, there's some more stuff to do, but I'm not going to do it for this video. I'll just do it over time, but the bulk of it is in. So 25mm 2 gangs, 35mm 1 gangs, 2 gangs, 47mm and some other stuff. I need to get some single patrices as well. Basically, we've got single sockets, double sockets, need to fill those up. We've got loads and loads of 1 gang and 2 gangs. So that's all, I think that's all, yeah, that's all 1 gang stuff. And then there's a mix of Click and Hager 2 gang and 3 gangs. Few spurs, 20 amp double pole switches, so that's Hager side, and then you've got the Click mode side, some whisker boxes and stuff, you know. So I have got some holders for the things like aerosols and sealant tubes, so I've got to put those up. I need to get I'm gutted I didn't go to, or I did go to Alex this year, and I didn't get my usual supply of big wipes, which I'm gutted about because I should have done, and I've now run out. So I'm paying, obviously I bought some, but paid ridiculous money for them. And I need to get a new cage because I forgot to get the cage out. But these perfo panels are perfect for that. The hole sizes, you get little clips that then you can screw them on, but the hole sizes are perfectly spaced for things like, you know, big wipes, the big wipe cage. The other thing I need to get as well is just probably some 3 or 4 inch pipe that I can attach to the perfo panel, and then I'll be able to stick things like drill bits in there and stuff like that. At the moment they're in the armor guard, which is fine. We have the DAB radio. We've got 1 mil, sorry, not 1 mil, 2 mil, 3 mil, 4 mil, and 6 mil sleeve in. We've got a bucket load of 2.5, some 1 mil and some 3-core 1 mil, some singles if we ever need them, and then there's obviously some other sleeving over there. We've got the Brother label printer in there, the Stower Step, or Jet Rack really, for the King combos, and they look mint up there. Still got to replace the light up there because it's a bit dark on that side, but yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's turned out. You know, I'll put a before and after shot up, but yeah. So yeah, the next stages will be this cable's got to be cut and fed through the perfo panel, and then I can attach it accordingly. We actually do have, go back to the back doors again, we've got perfo panels to go on here as well, so we'll be able to make use of that space as well. So yeah, it's really coming together. I'm so pleased with how it's turned out. Obviously Bott, on every part of the perfo panel they have their own badge. We've got Sparks and Roses, and then my old pal Mr. McDuck, Neil, NTD Electrical legend. So yeah, that is it. I'm not going to obviously, I'll put the rack in and put not the rack in, the sustainer boxes. I'll put them back in, take a picture, and obviously I'll upload that so that you'll see what it is like. It'll probably appear in the top right corner or something like that, picture in picture. Who knows? It's been a while since I've edited a video, so I don't know myself. But thank you for joining me on this journey. It's taken a while because obviously work has been ballistic, but it's pretty much done. I'm 95% done, just a little bit more to go, but yeah. Thank you very much for your time, and watch this space. We've got some more content coming up a little bit later on. Bye for now.